Hi, I'm Bobby Halton, and we're on the road live at FDIC 2008. And with me today is our keynote speaker for the Thursday program, Captain Lenny Carmichael.
How you doing?
Lenny, thank you so much. In from Trenton, New Jersey. I've known Lenny for a long time, and today you hit it out of the park, pal. What did you talk about? What did you think about when we called you up and said, hey, we want you to be a keynote speaker? What went through your mind?
Well, first I was sort of petrified. I was really worried, but I talked to a couple other people who have been keynoters, such as John Norman, Billy Goldfeder, and once I talked to them, they sort of said, listen, you can do this, it's not a problem. I really focused today on three trends that I think that are going to be emerging in the fire service for the next couple of years, and hopefully we can do the right thing and make sure that those things stay down and keep down so that we ensure everybody goes home.
So what are the three things, Lenny? What three things should we be looking at?
Well, heart attacks. I mean, if you look at heart attacks, even this year, I'm pretty sure over 50% of all the fatalities are involving heart attacks. And I mean, just simple things like phasing in a health and wellness program, making sure that people get their physicals, responding and returning from alarms seem to be an emerging trend that has manifested itself over the last couple of years. And also Fireground accountability. For example, lack of non-compliance of utilizing the National Incident Management System, which is a federal mandate.
Well, it's interesting. When you look at the statistics, and especially in our heart attack area, and Chief Norman always points this out, if we put some kind of mandatory retirement age, career, volunteer, regardless, at about 65, according to John's statistics, anecdotally, we could cut cardiac deaths by about 45%. You think that's kind of where we're heading, or you think that's too restrictive?
Well, I also think it's very restrictive, and the only thing I say is the problem is we need to start looking at prevention. Prevention is our number one resource that we can use in order to stop heart attacks. Again, 60% of people who are in the gift from Captain Buscio program were found to have a pre-existing condition. And as part of that domino effect, first you have high blood pressure, then that goes into high cholesterol, and then the next thing you know you have a blockage, and then you have a heart attack. So if we can actually do the prevention and educate people with the prevention, I think that will go a long way to help reduce those fireground fatalities caused by heart attacks.
Oh, outstanding. Now, so we talked about heart attacks. The second one you were talking about today that I heard loud and clear.
Responding and returning from alarms.
Responding, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Use of seatbelts. A lot of people don't use seatbelts. I think it's ironic that in many states it's a law that you have to wear your seatbelt. So if you can buckle up in your
It's
own
a law
car,
in every state.
Yeah, exactly. And if you can buckle up in your car, why can't you do it in a fire truck?
It's interesting. I don't think the fire trucks are exempted. I just don't think the cops ticket us in them. I don't know that they're exempted. I think it's motor vehicles is the term that they use. I'd have to look. That's an interesting deal. I can just see us now getting pulled over by every Barney Fife out there.
Well, the thing is, people need to be held accountable.
Yeah, no, I agree.
If it's not good having a seatbelt policy if you're not going to hold people accountable.
I agree.
And I mean, in the past, hey, I've rode without a seatbelt, and because of this incident with Brian Hutton, who used to be a student of mine down at the National Fire Academy, it sort of changed my whole
From
venue.
Amarillo?
Yes. Yes.
Now, what's interesting, you have a daughter. She's about 5 or 6, right?
Yes, Bridget's 9.
Bridget's 9.
Yes.
Beautiful young girl.
Yes.
If you got in the car with Bridget, she's 9, and you didn't buckle up, what's the first thing she'd say to you?
Oh, she'd let me know about it.
Oh, yeah.
And she would be very animate until I did it.
She's a good company officer.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
Yes,
So she would tell you what to do.
Yes, she did.
But it's interesting that the men and women that we pin trumpets on can't be as commanding as Bridget can at 9.
Yes, that is ironic. But also I believe that there also has to be driven from the top.
Oh, I agree.
There's a lot of issues where company officers have done the right thing and tried to hold people accountable, and it gets washed down because of politics or egos or other issues. So again, that needs to start from the top, and if we control that from the top, then I think this seatbelt pledge will definitely work.
Well, it's interesting. I talked about this, and I told Lenny this story. My kid used to fly jets, now he's flying helicopters with the Navy. And so I told this problem to them about 2 years ago. I think I've told you the story. And the kid said, why don't you have a procedure to launch like we do in the Navy? And I said, well, that's a brilliant idea. He said, yeah, we do it the same way every time. And I said to him, well, what's an emergency? And some guys needed help. He said, Dad, it's always an emergency. Guys always need help. We do it the same way so that sailors don't die. And so if we had 4 things, do your lights work? Are all the doors open and all the compartments closed? Is everybody seatbelted and we know the address? We could launch fire trucks a lot more safely. And I think that's the kind of national initiative we need. We need to put it in context. Where are you going? Why are you going there? are you buckled up and let's go? And I think that that would start to move things down the road and do it like a real check, you know what I mean? And I really liked what you said today. Your message was really strong. You came on powerful, just like you always do. You were really, it was the real Lenny out there. I really thought you did a great job.
Thank you.
So how did you feel about being up on the big stage? There's somebody who might be sitting out there thinking they want a keynote.
I was actually a little bit nervous, a little bit overwhelming. It's a little intimidating. But once you started speaking,
you just got 6,000 of your closest friends sitting out there.
Yeah, I know, but that's a lot easier said than done, you know. But it was a very good experience, and if anybody's thinking about doing it or has any reservations, you know, call somebody who's done it before, get some feedback from them, and so be it.
You did a great job. If you want to see Lenny's speech, it's on fireengineering.com. If you go to our video section from FDIC, scroll down, or it'll probably be at the top of the list because Lenny just went today, and look for Lenny Carmichael's speech on Thursday. And you'll see a speech that's probably should be mandatory watching for every firehouse in America over the next year or so. And hear Lenny's message, hear what he had to say. He really hit it home. He's a great fireman. He also runs a training company called
Fire Training Associates.
Fire Training Associates. Is that online if we Google Fire Training Associates?
Yes, www.firetrainingassociates.com.
You can get some great hands-on training as well as classroom training from Lenny and his partners. You're a great captain, a great human being, a great American. Lenny, thank you for being on the road with Bobby Halton.
Thank you for having me.
I'm Bobby Halton, and let's be careful out there.